We are all dreamers. We all have aspirations and passions and something that we just love to do. The problem is, self-sabotage is a popular sport and we've all gotten way too good at it. Far too often we stand in our own way for one reason or another. Today, I want to talk about what I believe are the 3 most common reasons that people ruin their own dreams.
You know, it's really the simpler things in life. Let's talk money. This is only $46. I probably should have got like a couple hundreds or something, but you get the point. Well, now that I've got your attention, I'm going to tell you how I think money can actually ruin your dreams. Now, it's completely natural to want to make your dreams into a career, right? Ideally, in the perfect scenario, whatever it is that you love doing, whatever your passion is, you end up doing that and making it a career and making a living off of it. That's what we all want. Being able to connect our passion with the ability to provide for ourselves and our family, that's really the ultimate goal. But I think the problem we often find ourselves in is that we end up trying to do it too quickly, or even more importantly, we end up allowing money to be the reason why we do something. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't make money off your passion. By all means, if you bake on the side, or if you're a photographer, or you have a clothing line and you can make a little bit of money, that's totally fine. But when we screw ourselves over is when we start to let the making of money become the ultimate reason why we do whatever it is we do. At the end of the day, if your driving force, if the thing that fuels you to do whatever it is you do isn't always based on or prioritized by the fact that you love doing it and you truly have a passion for it and it's something that makes you happy, then it doesn't matter how hard you work at it, it doesn't matter how good you get at it. If that's not the reason why you're doing it, you're not going to succeed. Letting what you do be dictated by the amount of money it can make you, and only that or mainly that, is a surefire way to destroy your dreams before you even get close to them. The passion that you have, the love that you have for something, the enjoyment that you get out of it, and the gratification that you get out of it, that right there is and always should be the foundation of why you do what you do. If loving what you do is the ice cream sundae, then making money, making a career, and making a life out of it, that's just like the ultimate sweetest cherry on top. And just like that, I want some ice cream now. Much better. The next thing that I think we end up doing that causes us to ruin our own dreams is that a lot of times we just give up on it way too soon. And this kind of ties back into the money thing, because on one hand, you definitely should not get too caught up in it, but at the same time, it is incredibly difficult to stick with something when you're not making a dollar off of it. At the end of the day, we all have to pay our bills. You know, some people have a family to support or children. You know, we all need money to survive, which makes it so much more difficult. It's very hard to put, you know, your blood, your sweat, and your tears into your craft or into your passion when you're not getting any kind of monetary compensation for it. And because of that, it's very easy to get discouraged or want to give up. And believe me, I get that. I totally understand that. And a lot of times when people are feeling that way, this is often what I tell them. The beginning is the absolute hardest it could ever be. The very beginning, when you first start out, it will never ever be harder than that. I mean, you have to think that transitionary period, that period when you're sacrificing everything, you're giving everything you have to this craft, to this dream, and you're not getting paid for it yet. It's all of your free time. You have to let it consume you with every free second that you have, while at the same time having to work a job, having to pay your bills, having to maintain a home or a family or whatever it is. It's something that seems nearly impossible, but it's not. It's really not. And I think of it like this. If you can get through that part, if you can get through the beginning, the part where everything goes into it and you're getting nothing out of it yet, then just think about what you can do once you start to really take off. I mean, the possibilities are really just limitless. Once you actually have the time and the resources to really dedicate to that, and it's starting to finally give you something back and allow you to live off of it, I mean, like I said, the possibilities are endless. The thought of getting to that point, the thought of finally grinding through and putting all your time into it and putting all this effort in and then starting to finally see it pay off, that entire thought right there should be the thing that fuels everything you do. Just think about it like this. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And you got to think, when you're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Okay, this is starting to sound a little weird. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, the more work you put into it, the more difficult that something is, the sweeter the reward, the more gratification you're going to get when it finally pays off. When you finally hit that pay grade and things start to, work out exactly how you envision them, there's just no better feeling. It's something that's honestly just indescribable. And the last thing that I think people do that causes them to ruin their own dreams is not finding new ways to challenge yourself as soon as stuff starts to get easy. I mean, I get it, right? We go through that grind, we make that money, we make a career out of it, we become successful, and then that's just kind of it, right? Well, I guess that's for you to decide. For me personally, I actually start to get very aggravated as soon as I start to feel complacent. As soon as I start to feel like I've done something as well as I can do it, that's when I get bored, and that's when I myself will even say, okay, I don't want to do this anymore unless I can find new ways to challenge myself. See, I have this constant desire for growth. I always need to be becoming better, learning new things, growing not only in my craft, but just as a person in general. And I feel like once things get easy, once I'm too good at something, or once I've mastered something, I feel like the growth stops, and then I start to get upset with myself. So in order to prevent that, I make sure I'm always finding new things to learn, new challenges to try to overcome, because discovering and learning new things, it keeps my mind fresh, it keeps my creativity fresh, and honestly, it keeps me motivated. See, I've always hated the word perfect, right? I think perfection doesn't really exist, or at least it shouldn't really exist. But what I do love, though, is the pursuit of perfection. The idea that I'm always going to be this close, but I'm not ever going to be quite there, because that means that I'm always doing something right, I'm always getting better, I'm always chasing something and working at something, but there will always be at least a little bit of room to grow and improve. That, in my opinion, is really the perfect balance. The balance of being good at something, overcoming challenges, becoming better, and understanding that you should appreciate your progress, while also saying to yourself, okay, what's next? How can I get better? What else can I do that will help me improve myself? That's just the state of mind I personally feel most comfortable with. Like I said, I actually feel uncomfortable the second that I'm like, this is boring, or this is too easy. I don't like that. When something is presented to me and I'm like, okay, now I really got to think outside the box, or I got to try to do something I've never done before, or I've got to work harder than I've ever worked, that's what drives me. The goal shouldn't just be to go out and do something and then be done with it. The goal should be to go out and do something, and then go out and do something else, and then go out and do something else. Like, always find newer, bigger, better, more challenging, more difficult, more extravagant things to do, because, again, we can never challenge ourselves enough, and the more that we do that, the more we grow, the better we become. The way that I look at it is that the harder it is to climb that mountain, then the better the view is once you reach the top. Look, I'm just a guy with a camera. I'm no professional. I'm not even where I want to be yet. But if there's one thing I know for sure, it's this. We can do anything we set our minds to, but we have to have the right mindset too. I hope this video can help you guys. Maybe watching this will help you feel more motivated, or you'll stop getting in your own way like all of us, myself included, have done many times before, and just go out there and start chasing a dream. We all have dreams. We all have aspirations. There's something we all want to be doing, and I think we're all capable of it. We all have that thing inside of us. We just have to figure out how to use it. That is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.